Okay, moving on, we'll speak to you, Leader Shekarchi, and an issue that you like to speak about and you've been very active on, and that's commerce incentives. And you've worked closely with our Secretary of Commerce, Stefan Pryor, over a number of years to ensure that commerce has the tools in the toolbox, the tools that it needs to be competitive and to be able to make deals appropriately. So from your perspective, and you've been a leader for a long time on devising some innovative incentive programs, what do you think have been the most effective?
I think the Qualified Jobs Tax Credit by far has been the best program.
So why don't you just take a second to explain what that is?
It was a collaboration between myself, Speaker, the Governor, and the Senate, my Senate counterpart, and it's a bill that was incorporated in the budget, became law, which allows Commerce to award a tax credit to a company that creates a new high-paying job. The employee must have worked there for 1 year, and a portion of the taxes that they pay in the state would return back to the company in form of a tax credit. It's been successful to date. There's been over 3,200 new jobs. It's not a new program. I just want everybody to know that, excuse me. It's a program that existed in Rhode Island for 20 years, but it was targeted for large corporations. Electric Boat, CVS, Fidelity. What my bill did with the collaboration of the Speaker, the Governor, the Senate, my bill did is it opened the program up to smaller and medium-sized businesses. And it's not only for new companies. I mean, even Colette Travel in Pawtucket is using it. So it's effective for existing companies. So
that's at the top of your list in terms of
successes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Are we being aggressive enough all across the board? What else do we need to do? What else can we do?
Well, I think we need to continue. Nobody likes to give money away for a business, but that's a reality that we live in. I mean, some of my progressive friends on the left say, no subsidies, corporate welfare, and I understand their point of view, but I disagree with it respectfully, because we are in an environment where we're very competitive with our neighbors in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, all states all up and down the East Coast and across the country who are giving incentives. Jobs are important. Jobs, which, as the speaker said earlier, are the engine of our economy. We need to create, keep, preserve, and expand high-paying private sector jobs. When we do that, we have a robust economy. We can fund social programs. So we need to do it, whether we want it or not. And if we don't do it, we're unilaterally disarming our state, because other states will eventually, one by one, offer incentives for companies to leave. Hasbro, we all know about Hasbro. It's the big elephant in the room. Hasbro is looking to expand, create a corporate campus. They're being wooed from Massachusetts, California, and many, many other states. If Hasbro stays, and I certainly hope they stay, there's going to be some kind of an incentive package to keep them there. I'm okay with that, because I think we need to preserve those jobs. Just like Mr. DeCristofali said earlier about the merger between Twin River and IGT, forming a company and staying here. It was about jobs. Now, I'm not saying that bill's going to go the way it is, and we're going to have hearings on it. The House Finance Committee, the House Oversight Committee, I'm sure the Senate will do their due diligence as well. But in reality, that's what we're here for, to create an economy that provides, an atmosphere that the economy can create private sector jobs.
Are there any measures in play right now before the legislature that you're particularly fond of?
We will do. We'll continue our due diligence. We'll make sure that, we fund them appropriately, and we'll make sure that there's accountability attached to that. We'll make sure that the funding is working. We'll continue to fund the programs that work. We may adjust the programs that need a little bit of help. We want to make sure the Small Business Fund, which started recently, there's a supply program inside of Commerce where they connect big manufacturers with local businesses that sell that stuff. We need to continue looking at innovative programs to make it work. Secretary Pryor works hard. He's very passionate. He must be at the State House probably more than any other director on the governor's cabinet, always fighting for commerce, always telling us what works, what's not working, what he needs. And I like to think that we provide that to him, so he does as good job as he has been doing and continues that. Business is important. We need not to lose sight of that.
Okay, and I trust that you will let us know if we can provide any additional input on the notion of incentives.
I'll tell you right now, and all the fine people here, we need your input. We need every one of you in some way, in some form, to make your voices heard, whether it's a phone call to your legislature, whether it's legislator, whether it's an email, whether it's sending Laurie and her lobbying team up to the State House. Your point of view needs to be heard. I've said this before, but you need to be at the table, the proverbial table at the State House, and it's critical that you're there and your point of view gets across. Because sometimes the loudest voice is the one that gets heard when it really sometimes should be the most important voice.